Right, what's up guys? So, welcome to this video. Today I want to talk to you about the Whoop Strap 3.0. I've had it for a week and I'm going to try and get into as much detail as possible when it comes to this review. So, stay tuned. Right, so Whoop Strap 3.0. What is the Whoop Strap? So the Whoop Strap is, I wouldn't call it a fitness tracker, to be honest. It's more a performance and health tracker, if anything. Most fitness trackers would most likely be something that does a heart rate, maybe GPS, and does steps and calories and stuff like that, which this one does. It doesn't do the steps though, so for those of you that need something that does steps, get something else. I've got the Garmin, for example. This is just for my health insurance, but I don't really need that. I do like comparing the two, and it is quite interesting to see which one's more accurate, in my opinion, which I feel like is more accurate. So, without any further ado, the Whoop Strap itself is a really cool strap. It essentially, it's this little strappy thingamajig. You take that off. That is what the strap looks like. You can change this elastic bit. It's not waterproof. I mean, the strap is waterproof. This elastic bit is not waterproof, but it dries really quickly. I shower with it, and to be honest, I don't even notice it. It doesn't make a difference for me. It's got a little hook thingy there. I don't know if you can see that. That you clip on like that. No, yeah, wait, yeah, like that. Yeah, sorry. And then you basically just put it on like so. There you go, easy. One thing I really like about the Whoop, is that you actually never really have to take it off, and I think that's part of what makes this a lot more accurate than, for example, the Garmin. If I want to charge my Garmin, I have to take it off and plug it in on there, which means it's off of my arm for 30 minutes at a time. It's only once a week, although the battery is starting to get worse, so it's starting to become once every I don't know, 5 days. So starting to put this back on, where with the Whoop you don't ever have to take it off. It's got this little nifty device thing, which is called the battery pack. This is not waterproof, do not swim with this. It's got a, I don't know, mini USB port, I don't know what you call that, there, that you literally just slide onto your Whoop, like so. Let me do that in full view. You literally, it's got 3 prongs on that side, 2 prongs on that side. It's got 2 prongs there, prongs 3 there. Match them up, don't have to match them up, just it can't slide on like that because it's got a little piece blocking it there. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah, you just slide that on and it's charging. There, you see the lights went on. Cool. So that's how you charge it. You literally keep the Whoop on your arm at all times. I absolutely love that. Right, next step. So for this, I will be on my phone and I'll show you guys everything that I see and that I do. Right, let me just set record. 2, 1, record. Cool, so I've got the Whoop app. Every time you open it up, it will sync with the server, which is what makes this a lot more accurate and a lot more up to date than, for example, the Garmin. The Garmin, I'm just putting the screen away so I don't keep looking at myself and I rather keep looking at you guys. So the Garmin, for example, is just the watch and just the app. That's all it's got. It doesn't have a server. It doesn't calculate anything. This, every time you open this app, it links with the server and updates according to whatever the new software is on the server. That means the algorithms, calculating day strain, calculating heart rate variability, all that gets updated as technology and information improve, which I really like, and that's why you pay the monthly fee. It's 25 euros in Europe, and in the UK it works out about 22 quid. I'm assuming that's probably about $18-19. So yeah, it's a lot of money, but we'll get to whether it's worth it or not. Cool. So as I'm recording, you can see I've done some functional fitness. We'll just quickly swipe through. So here you've got today's view of everything. You can see the total day strain so far, the total calories, the recovery rate. There you can see it's calculating and connecting again. The amount I recovered and my heart rate variability, that's the HRV you can see there. Cool. You can go and it tells you, as in you click that little button there, that arrow, and you've reached your optimal level of strain. So it tells you aim for, so if my recovery is this low, it said aim for a strain about 12 for the day. Cool. It goes up to 21 it's out of 21, and your recovery is obviously 100%. Right, so swipe up. That shows you the last 7 days. So your average over the last 7 days, recovery and strain. If you can see on mine, starting from Saturday, which was the first day I used it fully. Anyway, I got it Friday last week. You can see the gray is, I believe, my recovery, and the blue is my strain. So when my recovery was high, my strain was higher, and that sort of goes up and down, and that's how you should do it. You can see at the top it says you maintained a high strain while maintaining healthy recovery. Great job capitalizing on a week when your body was ready for strain. Fitness gains are made this way. Great, that's good. I like that. Right, swipe back down, swipe to the right, and you see your day strain. Here you can see down below the moderate strain. It is usually easy to recover from days like this. Right, so it's the end of the week, so I am tired, which is why my recovery is low. It's accurate in that sense. I feel about 43. I woke up and I felt like I'm about 43. So, you get to understand. You click on that where the moderate strain says, and that shows you your strain details for the day. Not everything, but just your average and your max and your calories so far. So, versus the previous 30 days, obviously I've not done 30 days, so yeah, obviously I can't really count that. So swipe up again, and that will show me, so I can click on all three of these things. As you can see, it'll show me for the last 7 days my averages. So my average day strain for the last 7 days have been 11.9. The highest I got was 17 strain for the day. My average heart rate, there you can see it, and my average highest was 65. That's for the entire day, that's not for your workouts. And then you've got calories. So the highest calories I did this week was on Monday, and surprise, surprise, it's the highest strain, 3,393. That is, I feel like it's pretty accurate. My Garmin always said it was about 3,500. I feel like that's just a little bit too much, even on days where my training is that high. Also gives you a little tip at the top. As you can see, choosing nutrient-dense foods with a higher thermic effect replenishes your body and helps you stay satiated? Satiated? I don't know, whatever. Focus on the quality. I know what it means, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Focus on the quality of the calorie, not the quantity. Great, cool. So swipe back up again. You don't have to, you can just swipe to the sides. I just want to start at the top and work my way down. So here's my recovery. This is the interesting part, and this is the part that I feel like sets the Whoop apart from everything else. Apart from its accuracy, this is one thing you do not get with most things. I know that the Garmin Fenix 5 and most likely the 6 will have this, but not as good. They'll have heart rate variability, not necessarily the percentage of recovery and all that. So tells you your day recovery, how much, and you get this in the morning when you wake up. Normal recovery, if you click on that, it says average heart rate variability, resting heart rate and sleep performance indicates that your body is moderately recovered. Right, so click on that and you'll see. So heart rate variability is down from the day before, resting heart rate is up from the day before, and sleep is down. So I slept less hours. And that is why I believe we'll see in a second, my recovery yesterday was 44. So pretty close. You can see at the start of the week, I obviously trained on Saturday, but it had no baseline to work on with. So yeah, so my average recovery for the week is 60%, which isn't bad. That's a good level to maintain, I feel like. Heart rate variability, the average is 105, and my resting heart rate is 40 for the week again. My lowest was 35. I probably nearly died. It says at the top, after high strain, you feel sources are depleted, temperature increases, and muscles are damaged. You may see a higher resting heart rate because your body has to work harder to repair itself. And that explains it for you. So basically, if you see it linking again. And it changed that little thing, the little tip. So the higher heart rate, your resting heart rate. So if you don't need the Whoop to figure this out. You can, if you're very accurate and take your heart rate every day exactly the same time and in the same situation. So when you wake up, you open your eyes, first thing you do is take your heart rate, you look at it, write it down for a week, and that's your average. And then if you can calculate your lowest, between your lowest and your highest, that's the closer you are to your highest resting heart rate, the least recovered you are, and the closer you are to your lowest resting heart rate, the most recovered you are, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. Anyway, so, right, that's it, cool. So I back up, and this is your sleep performance. It's quite cool. I will show you in a bit the actual sleep coach and the strain coach, and we'll go into one of the activities, and we'll have a look at that as well. So it tells me how much I slept here. This is not how much I need to sleep. It does give me the needed sleep, but I will show you more in depth when we get to that. Right, so sleep performance at this point this morning was 98. That just basically meant that my requirement was, say, 8 hours, and I got 723, right? So that's how close to your actual requirement you get to your sleep requirement, you know what I mean? Right, so quality rest, your sleep performance is above the Whoop average. I don't know what the Whoop average is, so I have no idea what to aim for, but it's not really like you can aim for that. There's always question marks as well you can click on, and it helps you, and it explains the whole screen for you. Okay, click on that, and that will show you your time in bed, disturbances, and latency. This is actually really cool. When you go up here, let's just do that one again. Time in bed, I was in bed for 8 hours 11. I only slept 7 hours 23. That's accurate because I read for about 30 minutes and I woke up a little bit before I actually got up. Disturbances, it shows you that's quite interesting. I'll show you when we go into the sleep how they actually show that. And your latency, to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what the latency is. I feel like that is how long it takes you to, once you sort of wake up, to do something, I guess. I don't know. During the week, as you can see, I'm pretty good at sticking to similar sleep times. Obviously over the weekend that changes, but that's fine. That's bound to. In the week we almost get up at 5:30. Well, it's supposed to be 5:40 every day, sometimes a little later, and round about 9:15 on average we go to bed, read, and then just before 10 we'll actually fall asleep. Right, so let's go back to my front page and we'll go into sleep. So starting with sleep, here you can see you can click on all these different things and it'll show you all the different details regarding that. So in time in bed, I had 1 hour 20 deep sleep, 1 hour 45 REM, and I was awake for 48 minutes. That's about accurate. Like I said, I read and woke up slightly before I actually got up. So that's pretty accurate. Disturbances, if you look at how you wake up when you go to the toilet, etc., that in my experience, what I've noticed, it is quite accurate. You can always turn the phone sideways and it'll show you these graphs a lot more in a lot more detail. Right, so you can also edit. So if I feel like for some reason it didn't calculate me going to bed at the right time, you can edit sleep and you can change your times. Latency, low sleep latency meant more sleep and therefore higher sleep performance. Cool. Okay, there you go. That explains that. I don't know why I've never read that. Efficiency, sleep efficiency is the amount of sleep you got versus the amount of time you spent in bed. Practice healthy sleep hygiene to reduce disturbances in awake time. So obviously, if you read in bed like I do, your sleep efficiency is never going to be 100%. But that's fine. That's still time recovering. Right. So let's go for a functional fitness, and I'll show you what this does. For some reason that doesn't show me. Anyway, cool. So you can actually. So it happened before where I went for a run, didn't press record, didn't press function. I'll show you how to do that soon, and ended up, not recording that workout. So what I did then, you can see there's a little human star sign with a plus. You click on that, and there you can set everything. You can choose what it was. You can set the start time and end time, and that calculates then according to your heart rate, which is recorded at all times anyway. It'll calculate then the activity strain, etc. So let's go back into functional fitness. As you can see, I worked out for about 19 minutes. It was a sort of an interval thing. I did 2 rounds of about 4 minutes each. And then afterwards, so I could actually go in, and because I know roughly I finished about 7:30, so I could actually go in and I can change that to 7:30. So now it will recalculate my activity strain. So you went from 7.5 to 7.1, but it is a lot more accurate, as in my average heart rate is a lot more accurate and the duration is a bit more accurate. So it was, so I also started it slightly before, but to be honest, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, so maximum heart rate was 171, average heart rate 134. That's just what it is. You can swipe right, and that'll show you. So after every time you do an activity, it asks you what your perceived exertion was, what your performance level was according to yourself, obviously, and whether you completed the workout or not. If you didn't complete the workout, you say, yes, I didn't complete the workout, and then you can choose tired or injured. This will do some calculations, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what it does. Hopefully, once I've had this for a long time, I've figured it out. So, showed you sleep, showed you functional fitness. So let's go into Sleep Coach. Sleep Coach, here you can choose whether you want to get by, perform, or peak. I always keep it on peak. Don't necessarily make that, but that's always a good target for me. It tells me what time it recommends me to go to bed. You can change your wake up time. I keep mine at 5:50. Actually, let's do that 5:40. Just because if I sleep longer, then great, I sleep longer. So it suggests I go to bed at 9:23 and I'll be in bed. No, sorry, it suggests to go to bed, time to bed 8:17, and time in bed to be in bed, as in time spent in bed, 9 hours 23. Right, so obviously I'm not necessarily going to do that. It is Saturday tomorrow, so it's possible. Right, what else? So you can join groups. I'm part of the Butter Gang, the Buttery Bros. I was third, I think. But yeah, you can go around and you can compete sort of to some degree with a couple of these people, and then we've got our own group where myself and Anna is on, and we can compete against each other. It's a little bit of fun. You can create teams as you feel like it, and if you refer a friend, you can get 1 month free. So they don't have a code for this. You have to actually send out a message to the friend and invite that friend to join you. I will have a look, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Let's go into here. yeah, so I can send this email. That's basically how it works. Or I can give you this code. It'll be in the link in the description. If you feel like joining, that'd be awesome. Give me a free month. And I believe you get one as well. Refer a friend. They'll also get 25 euro off their purchase. So you get something too. Right, so that's pretty cool. Weekly PA, this feature will analyze your weekly training and sleep as well as how you compare to the other athletes. You need to collect 28 days of data to unlock it. And that's a cool thing I really like about Whoop. It's not just, we're gonna, record everything and that's it. It needs to set a baseline. You need to create some sort of base for it to work, to calculate against. You can't just say, yeah, this is, like the Garmin's. They are great and there's definitely place for them, but they're not as accurate as the Whoop is, because it doesn't create a baseline. It just gives you the information that you provide through your body and, to be honest, just your blood, really. What makes the Whoop different is a lot of things. Like it calculates, it tests your temperature, for example. So if your temperature rises to a certain level, it'll show you that, and it won't show you that, but that will be taken into account when calculating your recovery and your day strain and your activity strain. It takes your heart rate, your distance, so many things that are being calculated and then sent to the server, and the server does the calculations. It's not built into your app, which is limited like most other fitness trackers. It's built on an actual server and being updated, and the algorithms are being updated regularly. So yeah, right, so hope that helps you, hope that was interesting. If you do feel like checking it out, click on the link below. If you don't use my link, it's not the end of the world. I don't get anything from this. This is not I will get something from that, but I do this to help you guys out. This is not a sponsored video at all. Yeah, cool. No, last thing. Comes in packaging. Obviously, everything comes in packaging. I thought this was really cool. It's just a little small cable that you plug into your charger. Ta-da, like so. It doesn't need to be long, so there's no reason for it to be long. And you get this little bag thing. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. It's a dry bag. I'm not exactly sure why you get the dry bag. I'm assuming it's so that you can keep it all safe and keep it all in your bag, including the charger. And if your bag gets wet, it's not the end of the world. I like the fact that the packaging is very minimal. There's not a lot on there. It's not super branded, and it's just simple, minimalist, and I just like that. I think it's really cool. Shipping did take a long time. Funnily enough, I ordered two at the same time, one for myself and one for Anna. Anna's arrived within, I think it was 4 days. Mine took about 3 weeks. They did say, as soon as we ordered it, that it will only ship, or it will ship by this date, which was about 3 or 4 weeks after the date of order. So if you're in Europe, I'm not sure what it's like in the US, but either way, I feel like it's still worth getting. I think it's a great tool. It's helped me a lot, not just in recovery, but to know whether I'm pushing hard enough in a workout. When you do an activity, for example, you've got 2 screens, one where it shows your strain and one where it shows your heart rate, etc., like, and stuff like that. So and the time, So I like it on the heart rate, because I feel like when I'm in a workout, I always feel like I'm suffering more than I actually am. And if I look at the heart rate and see, the heart rate's only 120, I feel like I'm dying. I'm like, just push a little harder. Your heart rate's only 120. You're not dying. So yeah, to me, it makes a massive difference. It also motivates me to sleep better, to really focus on getting into bed at the same time, out of bed at the same time. It sort of creates discipline in that sense, if you know what I mean. So yeah, like I said, hope you liked it. Hope you find it interesting and find it helpful. If you are considering getting the Whoop strap, I would definitely give it a strong consideration. It's an awesome piece of kit. And yeah, like and subscribe, all those things. See ya.
Everybody wanna be like us, we don't stop cause the top just ain't enough, huh? I ain't never gave no fucks, I ain't scared, man, you know black men don't blush, huh? Came here ready to fight on this night, you better just run for your life.